Okay. So your name's Matthew, sir?
Matthew, yes, Mulaudzi.
So you're a trainer here at Volvo Trucks?
Yeah.
And we've got the launch of some nice trucks today.
Yeah, one of the best trucks on the market.
So what's first on the list?
I'm going to be using a 460 Euro 5.
Okay.
Although we don't have on our market most of the Euro 5s, but if the customer needs a Euro 5, you can get it. You can see this one, it's got an AdBlue. That's one thing that you can see. The truck has got it's a Euro 5. Most of our trucks are Euro 4, just for the area or for the region. So yeah, we're gonna use this one as for now.
And what sort of engine have we got on this truck?
It's a 13 liter 460 horsepower truck.
460.
Yes.
And you got the Michelins on here.
Yeah, they're all mounted with Michelin stock.
So we got the 460 and 440s.
And the 330 there they earn. This is a 440.
That's the new FM.
FMX. This is an FMX.
Have we seen this in South Africa before?
Yeah, we do have an FMX, but not this one. This is the newer one,
yeah,
which has just been launched. It's slightly different from the others.
I get it.
But to be honest, it's one of the best trucks that you can have. The FMX is very strong.
Same engine as this?
The same engine, yes. If it's a 440, 460, the same, but the ratings are on horsepower.
And people always want to know about fuel economy. Still at the top of the game?
We're still doing better. We're still doing good.
Yeah.
I cannot give the figures right now until we've got a load and everything. But
yeah,
our fuel economy is very good, competitive in the market.
Competitive?
Yes.
With your friends at Mercedes?
Yeah. I can't say that. I can't say the name.
Okay, so getting in the cab, what's it like getting into this cab?
This one is also mounted with an airbag in the front, which is also optional for any others. Some of them have got the springs in front, but if you need one with the airbag, you still can get it to the airbags in the front.
The airbags in the front?
Yeah, front and back. This one is also a lift base, which lifts one of the diff exhausts.
And I guess you could have both as well.
If you want to.
As for big loads. Yeah. The old FH 460. We're going to give Matey a drive and then we're going to have a turn. Sure, it's a long way up here.
It's a 4-step one.
It's a big one. So this is for the long haul people.
This is designed, it's a Globetrotter cab that has been designed for a long haul.
For a long haul application. Okay, so we're inside the cab here. It's you got a nice big bed at the back here.
Double bunk. It's got double bed.
Double bunk.
Yeah, it's got this one and the one on top.
So you can have two drivers.
You can have two drivers. Comes with the fridge.
Sure.
Yes, it comes with a fridge. This is the freezer side, which you can also extend by shifting this divider, and that's a fridge side.
Is this one of the most luxurious trucks?
Yeah, this is one of the most luxurious, but it doesn't have this is just a bin where you can put all the things that you don't need inside, or papers. All the paperwork can slip in there, instead of having them on the dashboard, because there has been some sensors and monitors on the dashboard now that you don't actually advise the drivers to put things on top of, to keep the things lying on the dashboard.
And it's safer as well if you're going through, people don't grab things.
Yeah, if they see, they can also smash and grab.
Yeah.
Although our windows now have got the vinyl inside.
Yeah.
They are like shatterproof. It's two windows that have been put together with the plastic in between.
So it's nice.
So just to prevent the smash and grab. We know that in our country this is one of the problems we've got.
In this industry.
Everyone has just seen that the easy target is a truck driver. So this is one of the
strong air conditioning in this thing.
It's got very strong air conditioning, but it still works with the engine while running. If you need, you can have the truck that can have the air conditioning working with the batteries, so that when you are parked, your aircon can still work, and the heater as well. But for this one, it just works with the truck when it's
And other technology here?
Okay.
Your screen?
There has been so many things that have been added on this one. Okay, like let's take for instance, we've got what we call forward collision, whereby when there is something in the truck can warn you about that by a light which will emit against your windscreen. It will be reflected like a heads up on the windscreen. Can you see that red light there? That light will come and flash, and then there will be noise coming on to warn you that there is something. If you don't do anything, the truck will start braking. And if, let's say, you go for your brakes, but it will still help you to brake even harder, because it will have calculated at what minutes or seconds are you left before the collision. It's not there to say the driver has to leave his brakes because the truck is going to stop for him. It's there just to guard the driver. It's an angel for the driver.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it doesn't take over from the driver. So it's one of the best systems that the truck has got. And then we've got also on the this button here, whenever you are turning your to the left on your blind spot, the truck will give you a noise. But the other good thing is that, let me just, if you don't mind, can I start the truck?
Yeah, no problem.
It also works with the camera. There's a camera outside which is hanging under the mirrors there. You can't see it right now. Whenever I'm going for my, I put my indicator to turn left. The screen is gonna also show up so that I can see.
Nice big screen.
Yeah, it's got screen. If I want to, if I take it, it's gonna give me 3 seconds before it shuts down. If I really want to monitor it without using the indicator, I can just go straight to the button.
Have you got different camera angles?
Yeah, no, it only has one fixed, but you can add 3 more cameras. If you need to, you can add 3 more. Then you can watch each and every one independently.
I suppose it's good for reversing, having it on the mirror.
Yeah, this one is good for reversing. Let's say also, if you check on you can see my tire, just that it's under the shade. There is a tire here which you can see.
Yeah.
If I'm turning left. If you are driving through the weighbridge, if you check here, there is the tire. Can you see?
Maybe turn the aircon down a little bit so it doesn't affect the sound.
Yeah, even if you're climbing over on the weighbridge, some weighbridges are narrow by the customers. It makes the driver's life easy by knowing exactly where his wheels are on the left-hand side. So it's one of those things. And then if you add more cameras, let's say you're pulling a low button, you need to see the height of the bridge, or when you're going under the bridge and you are alone, instead of getting on off to check the height of your load, you can just use the cameras. You can choose which one is there if you've got cameras mounted. If you've got maybe a fridge and you're reversing straight into the offloading zone, you can also use the camera. So it's one of the best things that the truck has got.
And more stuff going on up here. Big
yes,
cabin.
These are for the lights and the marker lights at night. We've got the cornering lights that we can activate while we're turning. Then there will be a corner light. When you can also add a roof light on top here. You can also have the bull bar lights. We normally call them spotlights, which will always work with your brights. Then you can have the globetrotter light, whatever name you can put. You can replace the word globetrotter, then put your name, and then you can activate that at night so that maybe you can see each other, or the guys can see each other at night for identification.
And you've got this nice sunlight at the top.
The sunroof cannot be opened. You on these trucks we cannot open them, except, let's try this one. It just tilts a little bit. Cannot be fully opened, so that's how far it can go.
That's all you really need there.
Yes, and down. If you try to force or the other reason for having that sunlight is because if there is an emergency that maybe you had an accident whereby the collision is forced the doors to be locked, that's the main. That can also be an escape. You just pull that thing and throw it out, then you can get out. Because these ones are not going to be easy to damage, or to get through them. Like I said earlier on, they've got the plastic in between.
It's very thick.
They're thick and secured.
Yeah.
Very secure. And then that's one of the reasons. But let's say now, as of now, you need a little bit of shade. For those who are scared of lightning.
Yeah.
Yes, that's one thing. You can keep it dark like that. I don't know if it's good for lighting. But there is more things the truck has come with, which on most of the trucks is there. We've got a what we call power steering assist on these trucks. But whenever you're driving above 55 km per hour and you start shifting, maybe you go over the lines, the truck will also help you to steer back into your lane, keep you in your lane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And is the technology improving where it can pick up pedestrians better and cyclists and stuff like that?
Yeah, the technology is improving. Even the braking distance is a little bit longer than usual now, which I think in the earlier days it was 40 centimeters. Now it's been put up to about a meter, which is good. I'm talking about stopping distance before you make any collision, before the impact. But for the sensitivity of the monitors or the sensors, yes, it's been improved a lot. A lot has been improved.
And what the drivers are for important is the quality of the seats. It feels very comfortable here.
The comfort is one thing that attracts any driver on the truck. The comfort, and safety as well.
Yes.
That's when you remember this is a truck, but it comes with an airbag.
Yeah.
SRS. There it is. We've got it on our steering, which most of the trucks never had until I think 2016, 2017. Then we introduced this, so drivers feel a little bit safe with the Volvo trucks. That's one thing that attracts, and to keep them on the road for long hours also is the seat.
So you can get 1 million kilometers out of one of these trucks.
Yes, I've seen it. I can prove to you one of the trucks that's pulling platinum that has got about 1.9 million. I delivered that truck about 3-4 years back, and it's got that. I've got a photo of the dashboard, which and it's still using the original engine and injectors
and turbo.
And I'm not quite sure about the turbo. I did not ask the customers, but I went there to help him with the drivers as well, because he had new drivers that he needed. He's running about 4 or 5 of the Volvos, but one of them has got even higher than that 1.9. Yes, with this you can, and it still looks perfect. So when well taken care of, it's easy to reach that point.
Happy customer.
Yes, happy customer, to make them happy.
Beautiful. And you got lots of drink holders here as well.
Drink holders and for cigarette, and there's been that. But everything is there within the driver's reach. Nothing is gonna, let's say the driver now is gonna battle to get to it. Everything is within the driver's reach now.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything has been built around the driver. Even our cluster there, the driver can choose what he wants, which speedometer type he wants to. We've got about 3 of them, 3 different types.
I presume it's got adaptive cruise control?
This one also has got an adaptive that can work down to 0 km per hour.
So that's good. We're getting quite close to autonomous trucks.
Every time you get closer, it will slow down up until, if it stops, it will stop.
Yeah.
When you need to go, if that truck goes and you want to resume, you touch your accelerator, and then your truck will also resume. But it won't just build up the speed as quick as a bomb. It will just build up the speed so that you can move.
So that must make a big difference for drivers.
It really will change a lot of driving style, I think.
And fuel economy.
Fuel economy, yes. it will help as well, because the truck will just give what it needs to move. There's nothing like flooding the injectors with fuel, or the injectors flooding the engine with fuel just to keep it going. It just uses what it needs.
Exactly. And you can slipstream the guy in front of you.
Yes. Yes. That's one good thing about it. So there is quite a lot that have these trucks.
And in terms of safety, I'm sure there's a lot, because the engines there, crumple zones is important.
There has been reinforcement on this. Every truck, although I think you've heard about load shedding, not electrical. I'm talking about taking off the weight from the truck in order to get better payload. But that doesn't also affect the safety. They reinforce the truck, especially around the driver. Safety. Like this one, we call it a safety package. The truck will come with those sensors that can detect what is in front. Is it moving? Is it standing? How do you approach it? The forward, are you imminent to any danger? What can the truck do right now? In terms of when you are crossing the lines, it will help you steer back into the lane by using the steering wheel or vibrating and all that. We've got what we call Volvo dynamic steering, which is very light. Even when the tire bursts and it activates, you will never lose the control of this one. Even anyone who is not physically fit can still control it. So those are the features. Even in front, the engine also has been reinforced in a way that whenever you are in an accident, the first person to be safe is the driver and the occupant inside the vehicle.
And we've got a Euro 5 option and I guess a Euro 3 option.
We do have the others, but this one, specifically this one, is a Euro 5. Although our market is not ready for the Euro 5s, but yes, we've got that option on our trucks.
I suppose it's only really Joburg Cape Town routes that takes it.
Yeah, because
the fuel.
If you were to go on N7 towards Springbok and you run out of the AdBlue, where would you get it? That's the problem.
That's the problem with the AdBlue. You always got to have some with you.
Yeah, we always have to have some with you. Otherwise, you will find yourself without, standing.
Yeah.
Because the truck goes into limp mode. It still can drive, but can you drive 20 km per hour? If you have to offload, if you have to reach your customer now, you can't. So it goes into limp mode and goes into that, but it will try not to move fast until you get that AdBlue.
I mean, AdBlue, I guess, makes a big difference for emissions.
It is, yeah. It doesn't break it to zero, but it tries to lower that to as an acceptable minimum of emissions. So it makes that big difference, especially in the climate change.
You can keep the trucks on the road for longer.
Yes, and even on fuel consumption, a truck with an AdBlue has got a better fuel consumption. But the only problem is that you've got another chemical that is costing money also, which is being used.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. But in terms of diesel, which is something that flashes more, it helps a lot. It really helps a lot with the fuel consumption.
How long have you been at Volvo for?
11 years now.
So did you start off as where did you start off?
Oh no, I started off as a driver with some different companies, but when I came here I was a driver trainer already. So yeah, I came here in 2010 as a driver trainer and I'm stuck here.
Good company.
I think they're looking after us for now.
And the driver shortage around the world?
I've heard about USA, Ireland, UK area. Yes, there is shortage, but I'm not very much following that. But the thing is, in our region, we do have driver shortage in South Africa. The only problem we've got is undocumented drivers, unlicensed drivers that we have. That will also make it feel like we've got enough drivers, because some of the drivers who are documented will not get a job because there is undocumented drivers that are driving trucks. Then it will look like the industry is already full, but if you really look at it, we very soon we might be heading towards the same problem as in America or UK, shortage of drivers, although it won't be in that big number because our neighboring countries don't have jobs and they've got a lot of drivers. So what I mean by undocumented drivers is the drivers that come with a license, a foreign license, which cannot be verified in the country.
Yeah.
And then, truly speaking, you give him this truck without verifying in his truck if this is legitimate.
Yeah.
So it makes it undocumented. So in that case, maybe if the rules and laws change, then everything gets to be balanced. We might see ourselves also running short of the drivers. The reason being that as well, this is not a very attractive type of job. It's a very, very hard job. The other thing, I mean, you've got long hours behind the wheel and you have to be alert at all times, and you're away from the family at times 3 weeks. Some of the drivers, you can go on without bathing from morning till sunset. Some of the times we do have good truck stops here and there, but not on all the roads. You get to a place and no one is looking after you. Like, for instance, Harry Smith, your truck is not allowed there. What if you are sick and you get there 7 o'clock at night? Can you walk from the truck stop 4 kilometers to get to a pharmacy in the city? It's difficult. If you drive into the city, you get a 4,000 fine, which is very unfair. In that case, it's an industry that really needs, I think, the government to intervene, to look into it, to attract more people. That's why Volvo has got Iron Ladies today. They're trying also to attract women into this one, although it's a difficult type of job. But if you are really, if you bring love with it, it's an easy type of job. If you really love traveling, if you love to be away from home, if you have got no problem being away from your family, then you will enjoy it. So that's one reason as well why we will end up with shortages of drivers, because some people think there's a lot of money in driving. If you come with that mindset, then you won't do it. Because what if when you start with a company that doesn't pay? Are you gonna say the whole driving has got no money? You must know exactly what money are you looking for.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the difficult part of it. But otherwise, it's a nice one, especially if you're driving a Volvo.
Exactly.
You will really enjoy being on the road most of the time.
I think truck drivers need more respect because they often get targeted.
That's the problem, especially on N3. I'm sorry to mention that, but the truth is that Moy River, you can't even stand in front of the toll gate. You can't even stand next to the traffic, a police vehicle. You can still be robbed. You get targeted everywhere, back and front. You get targeted. It's a very difficult one, very unsafe as well, especially driving at night, and that's when most of the fright goes.
Yeah.
That's when everything can be dispatched. If you really go and stand on N3 in Heidelberg, you will see the traffic volume picks up going to Durban. It picks up from 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock. That's when if you stand in Marion Hill, it's the same time as well for the traffic leaving Durban. It's because everything was being packed the whole day. Now it's ready for the drivers. So they only have to drive overnight.
Yeah.
But that's when as well it's not safe to be on the road.
It's life in Africa.
Hopefully things may change for better, yes.
Exactly.
And let's say the industry also attracts a lot of young guys, because a lot of young people, they don't see it as an option, a better option. It's good to be on the road if you really like it. If you like to be seen.
It's a great way to see the world.
To see places, yes.
Yeah.
To see places, neighboring countries. You end up appreciating the lives of other people. Like us, we work with the drivers. We've been on the road as drivers. I don't see the difference between being in Zimbabwe and being in South Africa, because that's the type of the life I'm living. Even if you are in South Africa as a truck driver, the only better part is maybe the roads, but the life is still the same even if you're driving across Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
You see, so you also learn to accept other people's cultures as well, because you mix with a lot of different types of people. You work with different types of people every day. So for you, it becomes simple. But for those who think they'll get a buttered bread every day in this industry, I think it's not going to be like that. Maybe if they're driving a Volvo.
Exactly. Yeah, ready to rock and roll.
Okay, you must take a truck while it's on the really road, really well.
Yeah.
This one has got Volvo dynamic steering, very, very light steering.
I saw an advert in the mouse was steering the one
Yes,
time.
this is the same one.
That truck.
Yeah. That was under the development of that version 4, but now it's been implemented on 90% of V5s, on 90% of these new trucks.
And is Volvo Trucks still part of Volvo Cars? Or is it a
As
different company?
far as I know, we are still under one umbrella but different companies. I think we're sharing mostly the name but not part of. Although for the namesake we have to respect each other.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie there. Maybe the other guys can answer that better than me.
I think the Chinese have got a big stake in Volvo now.
Geely bought Volvo cars as far
There
as
we
I
go.
know, but not the Volvo trucks.
Still separate.
Volvo trucks is still controlled from Gothenburg, I think, in Sweden, while Volvo cars is controlled in China by Geely Motors.
So how many gears have we got on this truck?
With this one, we've got 12 forward gears and 4 reverse. But it's something that you cannot see. Or the thing with Volvo is, you see this coming truck, it might be different. It might also be fitted with crawler gears for very heavy loads. It will still look the same as this one.
Yeah.
But now they just add the crawler gear, which is a gear lower than the first gear, so that you can be able to pull away with your very heavy load. Like nowadays in South Africa here, I see we've got a lot of trucks. A lot of companies that come with trailers that are called PBS, like performance-based standards. Those are very long trailers. I think the combination of both truck and those two trailers will be about 31 meters. So you will need a different gearbox for that to pull away. Although you might have the same gear ratios on final drive, but pulling away you may need even a gear with lower than one.
So I guess the crawler gear replaces the low range gearbox.
It actually, the low range, now let's not put it as a low range, let's say lower gear.
Low gear.
Low range is any gears that are lower than the first half.
Okay.
Yes. On the 4x4s, yes, we can have gears that are lower
Yeah.
than gears that are on higher range. But a crawler is that certain gear which is lower than one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that it's like an idler gear. Some of them have got multi-crawler gears.
Probably in the mining industry those come in handy.
Yes, in the mining industry they are good.
And is that a hydraulic steering wheel?
It's also electro-hydraulic, I would say. It's a combination of hydraulic and the electrical actuator as well.
I'm seeing there's an electric version of this overseas.
Of Volvo.
Of the FH.
Yes, I don't know how long it's gonna take us
It will take us a few years
to have that in our market as well. But as long as I think the market is ready. The problem is that the resources are not there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think looking at the fuel, the cost of fuel, everyone would really try. And then the other thing as well, the problem here, we've got a big open country.
Yeah.
Will the Volvos be able to take that distance without being recharged?
Exactly. That's the problem.
But I think our market, they can try it. They really can. The only problem will be the resources.
We need more energy.
We need more reliable energy.
Reliable energy.
Yeah. Even the stations, the charging stations, that can also be cheaper to run.
And then I guess there's also hydrogen as an option.
Come again?
And hydrogen is, I'm hearing more about hydrogen fuel cell.
We do have LNG ones, but hydrogen fuel cells, maybe they can be of help as well, although I'm not very sure about how they will work. Hopefully they won't cost as much as fuel, because as much as we are looking at the climate change, we must also look at the cost.
Exactly.
Yes, the cost of living nowadays is not easy. So we should also be looking at that.
Exactly.
Yeah, people will say, okay, what's the use of killing myself just for the climate change if I can't make it?
Some of it's just political.
Yeah, it's actually who gets the money. That's where does the money end? On whose hands it ends? Or it passes?
That's a global thing.
Yeah.
So this drives almost like a bakkie or a car.
Yeah, it drives almost like that, and even let me lower my rear wheels. I lifted my rear base.
So when you've got a small load, you'll have just the one.
Yeah, I have to. But now because of the unevenness, I think I just need, so that I don't shake.
Yeah.
Your cameras off.
Shake, rattle, and roll.
Yes. It does drive like a small bakkie, or even better. Let me say better then. It's a Volvo. A Volvo drives like a Volvo truck.
Exactly. Drives like nothing else.
Yes.
Is it still the top-selling long-haul truck in South Africa?
So far, yeah. Like as far as I know, but that can be confirmed with the sales division. We don't have stock available. If you go and look for a new Volvo today, you're not gonna get it today. So they're still gonna order it for you because of the orders, demand and supply.
And how long do you think it's gonna be until 6 months wait to be?
Yeah, it can be even be more. It can even be more than that. According to what they say, it can even be more than 6 months. Could be less, but as what I heard, there are so many orders, and now globally we've got shortages of this, we've got shortages of that.
Yeah.
Then chips and all that. Then it also delays the production line. Then the demand becomes more.
So it's worth actually ordering a new one now,
Yes.
because the second-hand market is so strong.
The second-hand market, everyone wants to keep his truck.
Yeah.
No one will let these trucks go before he gets his. So one way or the other, you would rather hold on to what you have.
Exactly.
Yes, but most some of the deals are binding. Some of the deals as well. Let's say what I'm talking about, that is if your deal says 3 years, then you bring back and you buy back. But now if you buy and there is no stock, what's going to happen?
That's a problem.
So who is being bound by the deal? Is it the customer or is it the Volvo trucks?
Hey, that's where the lawyers come in.
That's it. But a customer can always say, okay, I'm the buyer. Okay, let me go our way. No one wants to lose his customers.
Yeah.
No one.
Very, very smooth.
It is.
And what these go for? What 1.5 million or something?
The cost?
Yeah, or more.
Oh, no, it will be more. It will be more. That maybe if you can speak to the guys, the sales guys, they really can give you a good price for this.
Yeah.
Not a good price, the correct pricing.
And the FH16, is this the same truck? Yeah.
The body is the same, but this one is the FH16. It comes with a 16-liter engine. It's
So that's
slightly,
even more powerful.
it's more powerful, yes. 610 horsepower.
Hey, and it's got the aerodynamic thing at the top.
Yes, just like this one. It's got
yeah.
everything.
All the bells and whistles.
Okay, actually that FH16 copied from my truck. Yes. Would you like to drive?
Yes, please. Okay, so
You
automatic.
just pull it. There's a trigger underneath. Just one click is
Yeah.
enough. And then the handbrake has got an auto release. Let's go and see.
Yeah.
It's released.
Yeah. You get a nice high seating position.
Yes, very nice. You can also adjust it according to how you want it. Whether
And then on the bumpy roads, that makes a big difference.
the reason why it feels bumpy now is because of empty.
I mean, the seat can kind of
Oh,
cushion
you know
on-
the first one, the first lever on your right hand side there.
Yeah.
You can put. There's 3 levers there. Can you feel the one on the frontmost? You can pull it up. There's 3 of them.
Whoa.
If you pull it up,
There we go.
then it makes the seat shock to be very light. Yes. To absorb even more
Okay, so we're going around now.
other shocks. Yes. Okay.
It's a big girl.
We're gonna go through.
So a bit to the left, and to the right. So you got no trailers yet today?
Yeah, go to the board. Straight towards the board. No trailers there today, but we can go through with the trailer here without touching any curb.
No problem. Very light steering.
Keep to your right because
It's a big girl.
it's exactly very light. That's a VDS steering, Volvo dynamic steering.
Just,
Straight towards the drainage.
yeah.
Now you can turn. You save.
So somebody who drives this truck is at the top of the game.
Yeah.
It's done, yeah.
Keep looking at your rear wheels through the mirrors, how close they are to the edge.
Exactly.
They must never be at the close.
Yeah.
Never touch the black, what do you call these things? Tiles,
Yeah.
brakes.
And what would the cruising speed of this truck be?
Okay, it starts from 33 to 80 because the truck is locked at 80.
80 k's.
Yeah, every Volvo when it's coming out from the factory comes at 80.
Oh, because on the highway it seems like the trucks are going faster than 80.
You're gonna go. Some of them, yes. Some
Yes, I
of
must
them,
be watch out for that.
to your side a little bit. Now we can go. I was saying go to the other side of the tree, but it's fine. I just wanted you to go to the right side of the tree, of the circle, the wrong side of the circle, because of the.
Turning circle.
You know why I always drive on the other side?
Yeah.
There is a hole next to the paving.
Yeah.
So every time the truck comes, I think it's shifting a little bit, and so it's gonna collapse as time goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell them too about it so that we all drive on. It's on the American side.
And is it saying you need your AdBlue is a bit short
Yeah, it's
now?
very. I think I'm standing at about 14%.
And how big is the tank on this?
The tanks on Volvos, you cannot measure them with your eyes, but I think these ones are about 900 liters.
Hey.
Both of them. The AdBlue, it's about 20 liter, 25 liter tank.
So you need a calculator to work out how much it is to fill up with the current petrol price. So you come a bit wide and then.
But with the cost of diesel, I think with about 17,000 you can fill up these tanks if they were done.
And then how far would you get on 900 liters?
Yeah, they can take you Johannesburg, Durban and back. From Joburg to Cape Town.
Okay, so like
with a full load. I'm talking about the full load, yes. Johannesburg to Cape Town. You see, we've got that truck which is pulling a tray, what do you call this? A trailer which is like an exhibition trailer.
Yeah.
That one we filled, the guy filled it in Escort 2 weeks ago while he was coming from Durban. And he went to Johannesburg to park it. So they drove it from Johannesburg all the way up to here. It's still not been filled.
Sure.
So it's about a quarter now. They can still make it to Lensburg.
Very smooth gear changes.
Yeah, it is. It's like seamless gear changes. Even with the load, it's always like that.
And it's one crawler gear, and how many gears normal?
12 forward.
12 forward.
This one doesn't have a crawler though. But yes, you can have 1 or 2 crawler gears. Then 12 forward. They all come standard with 12 forward gears and 4 reverse. It feels uncomfortable just because of the paving, and secondly because it's empty.
Yeah.
If we had a load on this truck, you would really enjoy driving.
This is designed for 10 straight.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the black.
Yes. So,
Feels
and
great.
now as you came into the right, keep it on the left hand side. No, left is this side.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure his back tires were
Yeah,
still in the game.
that's
And
it.
then we come nice and wide.
Exactly. Now you're getting it right.
Yes.
Maybe you can now drive a tractor.
Hey, ready to rock and roll. That's nice. Oh, good, beautiful turning.
This side as well, don't cut. There you are.
Oh,
You
sorry.
already are.
Hey, I failed my exam.
You make it a wide.
Make it a wide one. I suppose you got such a big turning set where you can afford to go sharp. And then nice and
Towards
wide.
the country estate.
Yeah.
And now
Turn. Beautiful.
there is one thing that I've always noticed about people, especially if they're not used to the trucks.
Yeah.
Every time they're turning the steering, they accelerate.
Yeah.
It goes together.
And
But
you're
on a
supposed to-
truck, it's a different story.
What's the technique on the track?
Whenever you are turning, never
Yeah.
accelerate hard, because
Okay.
you might have very long, high load.
Yeah.
The more you accelerate, the more you throw your load the opposite way of your turning. Like fuel. Let's say you're controlling those trucks that are standing there with their blinds up.
Yeah.
If you turn quicker, that thing goes the opposite way to fall.
Then you got a problem. I'm learning.
Yeah, only. You're learning once. You see what I'm talking about this truck here?
Can we try this truck and a tipper for a quick one?
Which one would you like to try?
If we could maybe both of these for a quick one if possible.
The FH16
Yeah, or the tip and
or
the tipper.
which tipper do you want?
Or any tipper.
Anyone, any of those. Okay, let me speak to
The F. Yeah, that's an FM tipper, yeah.
This is an FMX. This is but these ones are they don't have anything. They also designed for the tipper
I see.
construction purpose.